What's up, Wrestling Verse family? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the most emotional, most shocking, and most incredible moments from WWE. If you're not subscribed yet, you need to hit that button right now and turn on notifications because what just happened on SmackDown is one of the most powerful and unexpected moments in recent WWE history. Roman Reigns just brought back Seth Rollins in an ambulance after Seth suffered a devastating injury. This wasn't just any moment. This was the tribal chief showing a side of himself we rarely see. This was brotherhood transcending rivalry, and this was a moment that has every single WWE fan emotional right now. The Shield brothers reunited in the most unexpected way, and what happened has changed everything we thought we knew about their relationship. So stick around because we're breaking down this entire incredible moment and what it means for WWE going forward. Let's go. Alright, Wrestling Verse family, let me set the stage for this absolutely emotional and shocking moment. Earlier on SmackDown, Seth Rollins was involved in a brutal match that went completely wrong. Seth was facing off against a dangerous opponent when disaster struck and he suffered what appeared to be a serious injury. The injury happened during a high-risk move that didn't go as planned. Seth landed awkwardly, and immediately, you could tell something was wrong. He grabbed his neck and wasn't moving the way he normally does. The referee immediately called for medical attention, and the entire arena went silent as everyone realized this was legitimate. Medical personnel rushed to the ring and carefully assessed Seth's condition. The crowd was watching in concern as trainers stabilized Seth's neck and prepared him for transportation. This was serious, this was scary, and everyone in the arena and watching at home was worried about Seth's well-being. Seth was carefully placed on a stretcher and loaded into an ambulance backstage. The cameras captured emotional footage of Seth being attended to by medical staff, looking dazed and in pain. His new Shield members were there, clearly worried about their leader. The atmosphere backstage was somber and tense. The ambulance was preparing to leave the arena when something absolutely shocking happened. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief himself, appeared at the ambulance doors. The crowd watching on the screens backstage and in the arena couldn't believe what they were seeing. What was Roman doing there? Roman pushed past security and medical personnel with purpose and determination. He wasn't there to cause problems, he was there for his brother. Roman climbed into the ambulance with Seth, and what happened next has everyone talking. The tribal chief was going to the hospital with Seth Rollins. The cameras captured an emotional moment between Roman and Seth inside the ambulance. Despite years of rivalry, despite their different paths, despite everything that had happened between them, Roman was there. He sat beside Seth, put his hand on his shoulder, and you could see genuine concern on the tribal chief's face. Roman reportedly told medical personnel that he was family and he was going with them. When they tried to protest, Roman made it clear that this wasn't up for discussion. Seth Rollins was his brother, they came up together, and he wasn't going to let Seth go through this alone. The tribal chief had spoken, and nobody was going to stop him. The ambulance left the arena with both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins inside. The WWE universe watching this unfold was in absolute shock. Social media immediately exploded with reactions. Fans couldn't believe what they were witnessing. This was a side of Roman Reigns that we haven't seen in years. Backstage, the Bloodline members were reportedly surprised by Roman's decision. Solo Sikoa and the others didn't expect the tribal chief to leave the arena, especially not to accompany Seth Rollins to the hospital. But Roman made his choice, and it spoke volumes about what truly matters beneath all the rivalry and animosity. Now let's talk about why this moment is so incredibly significant. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins have one of the most complicated relationships in WWE history. They were brothers in the Shield, they achieved greatness together, but then Seth betrayed Roman years ago. That betrayal defined both of their careers for a long time. In recent years, they've been on opposite sides. Roman is the tribal chief leading the bloodline, Seth is the visionary leading the new Shield. They've had their differences, they've had their conflicts, and many assumed they would never be on the same page again. Tonight proved that some bonds can never truly be broken. The Shield Brotherhood was built on more than just wrestling. These three men, Roman, Seth, and Dean, came up through the system together. They debuted together, they conquered WWE together, and they created memories that will last forever. That foundation is deeper than any storyline rivalry. What Roman did tonight shows that beneath the tribal chief character, beneath the dominance and the ruthlessness, there's still someone who remembers what it means to be a brother. When Seth was truly hurt, when it really mattered, Roman was there. That's powerful storytelling that touches the heart. The emotional impact of this moment cannot be overstated. Fans who have followed Roman and Seth's journey from the beginning were in tears watching this unfold. It was a reminder of everything they've been through together, everything they've accomplished, and the bond that still exists despite everything. Social media has been absolutely flooded with reactions since this happened. The hashtags related to this moment have been trending worldwide. Fans are sharing their emotional responses, posting throwback pictures of the Shield, and expressing how much this moment meant to them. The engagement has been incredible. Many fans are calling this one of the most genuine and emotional moments in recent WWE history. In an era where everything feels scripted and predictable, this felt real. Roman's concern looked authentic, the situation felt legitimate, and fans responded to that authenticity with overwhelming emotion. Wrestling journalists and podcasters have been discussing this moment nonstop. They're analyzing what it means for the Roman vs. Seth storyline, what it means for the bloodline, what it means for the new Shield, and how this changes the entire landscape of WWE. One moment has created endless discussion. Fellow WWE superstars have been reacting as well. Many have posted messages of support for Seth, hoping he's okay and wishing him a speedy recovery. Others have commented on the powerful moment between Roman and Seth, acknowledging that some bonds transcend rivalry. The locker room seems genuinely moved by what happened. Let's talk about what this means for Roman Reigns' character. The tribal chief has been portrayed as cold, calculating, and focused only on his family and his legacy. But tonight showed that his definition of family extends beyond blood. Seth Rollins, his Shield brother, still matters to him. That adds incredible depth to his character. This also creates fascinating questions about the bloodline's reaction. How do Solo Sikoa and the others feel about Roman leaving them to go with Seth? Do they understand, or do they feel abandoned? Could this create tension within the bloodline? Internal conflict makes factions more interesting and unpredictable. For Seth Rollins, having Roman there during his most vulnerable moment is significant. Seth has been carrying guilt about betraying the Shield all these years. Roman's presence in the ambulance is a form of forgiveness, a demonstration that their brotherhood still exists. That emotional closure is important for Seth's character arc. The new Shield members witnessing this must also have complicated feelings. They wear the Shield gear and carry the legacy, but they just saw the real deal, the original Shield bond in action. It might make them question their place, or it might inspire them to honor that legacy even more. Either way, it adds layers to their story. What happens when Seth recovers is now a massive question. Does this moment change the dynamic between him and Roman? Do they acknowledge what happened and find common ground? Or does Roman go back to being the tribal chief and pretend it never happened? The storytelling possibilities are endless. This could be the beginning of a Shield reunion with all original members. Roman and Seth reconciling could lead to them teaming up again. Maybe not permanently, but perhaps for one special moment or match. Fans have been dreaming of an original Shield reunion, and tonight might be the first step toward that. Alternatively, this could make their eventual confrontation even more emotional. If they do face off in the future, both men will remember this moment. Roman showed he cares, but that doesn't mean he'll hold back when they're opponents. That complexity makes for compelling drama. The medical update on Seth Rollins will be crucial. If the injury is serious, this moment becomes even more important as it might be the last time we see these two interact for a while. If Seth recovers quickly, the follow-up to this moment will be fascinating. Either way, fans are invested in what happens next. From a storytelling perspective, this is brilliant. WWE took a potentially scary real situation and turned it into a character moment that feels authentic. They've given Roman depth, they've advanced the Seth storyline, and they've created something that fans will remember for years. That's quality entertainment. The production quality of this segment deserves recognition. The cameras captured the emotion perfectly, the audio picked up important moments, and the whole thing felt cinematic. WWE knows how to create big moments, and tonight they delivered one that will be replayed in highlight packages forever. This moment also demonstrates why long-term storytelling matters. The Shield's story started over a decade ago. All the history, all the betrayals, all the rivalries, they all led to this moment where brotherhood prevailed. That payoff only works because of years of investment. Casual fans might enjoy it, but longtime fans felt it in their souls. The contrast between Roman the character and Roman the person is fascinating. The tribal chief is supposed to care only about his bloodline and his championships. But Roman the person still has love for his brother Seth. That internal conflict makes him a more nuanced and interesting character. What's particularly powerful is that this wasn't a worked angle announced ahead of time. It happened organically during the show. The best wrestling moments often come from these seemingly spontaneous situations that feel real and authentic. WWE captured lightning in a bottle tonight. The legacy implications are significant too. When people look back at Roman Reigns' career and Seth Rollins' career, this moment will be part of their story. It will be discussed in documentaries, shown in video packages, and remembered as a defining moment in both of their journeys. This also shows WWE's willingness to blur the lines between character and reality. Is Roman really going to the hospital with Seth, or is this part of a storyline? That ambiguity makes it more compelling because fans aren't sure what's real and what's scripted. That uncertainty creates investment. The Shield's legacy continues to grow with moments like this. Even though they're not together as a unit, even though they're on different paths, the bond they formed still matters. That's the mark of a truly great faction. The impact lasts long after the group has disbanded. Looking ahead, WWE has multiple directions they can take this. They could have Roman and Seth team up temporarily. They could have this moment change their dynamic without fully reconciling. They could even have Roman claim he only did it because Seth is useful to him. The creative possibilities are rich and varied. What matters most is that WWE created an authentic emotional moment that resonated with fans. In a business where we know outcomes are predetermined, creating genuine emotion is the hardest thing to do. Tonight, WWE succeeded in making fans feel something real, and that's what great wrestling is all about. Alright, Wrestling vs. Family. That's the complete breakdown of Roman Reigns bringing back Seth Rollins in an ambulance after his injury on SmackDown. This is a moment that reminds us why we love professional wrestling, because when it's done right, it makes us feel, it makes us care, and it creates memories we'll never forget. Now I need to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Were you emotional watching this moment? What do you think this means for Roman and Seth's relationship? Where do they go from here? Let's discuss. If this breakdown touched your heart like the moment itself did, smash that like button. It helps the algorithm share this emotional moment with more wrestling fans. And if you're not subscribed to Wrestling vs. CC, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know, especially Shield fans who need to see this. This is the kind of moment that transcends wrestling and becomes a shared emotional experience for the entire WWE universe. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling vs. Family. Tonight reminded us that wrestling at its core is about human connection and emotion. Until next time, believe in the brotherhood, stay passionate, and keep being the best wrestling fans in the world. Peace.